Okay, guys, I'm doing this one a little bit differently, Chris. I notice that, oh, let me do this. I'm noticing that the front one's a perfect square and the back one's a perfect square. I also notice that both of these things are positive, so I'm just going to check it. Let's say this is 9u plus, I'm sorry, not 9u, the front one, the square root of 64u squared is going to be 8u plus 9v squared. I'm just wondering if that's it. It might be. Let's check it out. If it's not, I can factor it still, but this would save me a lot of time. So let me just multiply it out. Now I may remember the pattern. Remember, it's a squared minus or plus 2ab plus b squared. I could do that, or I can just multiply it out and see what I get. 8u plus 9v. Let's just multiply it out. I'm going to get 8u times 8u is going to be 64u squared. 8u times 9v is going to be plus 72 uv. Is that right? And then 9v times 8u is going to be plus 72 uv. And then 9v times 9v is 9v squared. Whoa! 64u squared plus 144 uv plus 9v squared. This is not a perfect square. I don't know if it's prime. I know it's not a perfect square, right? So it may not be prime, but it's not a perfect square. So they asked us to factor it. All right, well, I'm going to erase this over here, okay? And I'm going to factor 64, ooh, wee, and 81. Man, that's going to be some big numbers. Okay, 164, 232, 4, 16. Good. 6, 8, and 8. Oh, right. 81 is going to be 1 and 81, 3 and 27, 9 and 9. That's a lot of combinations, guys. Okay. But let's keep working here because I said I was going to. So, how many is that? That's going to be, okay, so I also need to do 81 and 1, 27 and 3. Okay, so that's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20 different combinations. You know what? This is a good time to show you another way to factor. Okay, now what I can do, I can take this 64u squared plus 72uv plus 81v squared, and I can do the quadratic formula, a, b, c. That's going to be 64, 72, and 81. Have your calculators ready for me, guys. And you know I'm going to get minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay? Now, let me fill that in, plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Let me fill that in. Let's see, 72, 62, 64, 64, and 81. Okay, so I'm going to get negative 72 plus or minus the square root. Can anyone give me 72 squared quickly? Raise your hand if you've got it for me. Mark, have you got it? 5,184. And then can someone tell me, this is going to be minus what that 4 times 64 times 81 is? You've got calculators in front. Can you help me out with that? Chris, what you got? 20,700 what? 36 all over 128. Guys, what do I know already? I'm going to stop right here, but what do I know? What do I know, Connor? It's going to be a negative under the square root sign. The discriminant's negative. How many solutions does this thing have? Aaron? No solutions, which means it can't be factored, which means that it is prime. Thank you very much. Okay? Great job, guys. Excellent. I think you're ready for your homework, and I'll see you tomorrow.